And now, News 10 Today continues.
Good morning, everybody. Joe Doucette with the Nevada Department of Wildlife, and joining me once again is Heath Korell, and Heath is a fisheries biologist out of Ely, Nevada. So Heath, we're out here at Bassett, and we are treating this, and what do we mean by treating?
Treating is actually the application of the chemical rotenone that we use to actually kill the fish within the reservoir.
What is rotenone?
Rotenone, excuse me, is a plant derivative that's found in the roots of some plants that are generally located within South America, and it's a pesticide, and it's very efficient. Essentially what it does is inhibits the fish's ability to absorb oxygen through the gills.
And of course, I mean, we use it, it's extracted from that plant. Modern means the native South Americans use it actually for the same reason, did they not?
Absolutely. This is not a new chemical. This has been around. We just refined it to make it more efficient. I mean, we're looking at hundreds of years of use. It's just indigenous peoples that used it before us.
Okay, and it kills fish, but what about other wildlife or people?
No, in fact, wildlife, in wildlife terms, if you count aquatic insects, yes, but they have gills. Mammals, birds, we don't have to worry about that. It would take literally tens of thousands of gallons for an average adult human to actually die, and of course that's not practical.
Okay, so it affects anything with gills but doesn't affect the rest of anything that doesn't have gills, which is why we can use it safely out here.
Absolutely. I mean, obviously we advise not eating dead fish and whatnot that's killed by rotenone, but I think that's just common sense.
Sure. Now, we're out here at Bassett, and Bassett's quite a complex water system. What is the process of actually applying the rotenone?
Bassett Lake itself, it's actually a fairly straightforward procedure. However, given varying water depths throughout the reservoir, we have to use multiple kinds of boats. So we have currently on the reservoir, we have a normal outboard motor, we have a mud boat that's out here to work in some shallower waters, and we have a fan boat because there is stuff that even our mud boat can't get into, and it's vital that we cover every inch of water.
Okay, and then of course you've got the tributaries and the smaller bodies a little bit further to the south of here. How are we applying it in those areas?
There's a couple little ponded areas, and we're using backpack sprayers with diluted rotenone, as well as a pump and a sprayer on a canoe. So there's a huge variety there. And then on the tributaries themselves, where we have good flowing water, we actually have drip stations, and that comprises of diluted rotenone in a 5-gallon bucket set on a timer for drip, and we have 2 different treatments each day with that, and we let it set for 6 hours, and it does its job. It's just as effective as putting it through our boats and getting into the water.
So in those small little tribs, you've got that drip system going in, but you also have people walking those tribs as well, spraying and putting in sandballs of rotenone. Explain about the sandballs.
The sand bombs that we have are obviously there's sand, powder rotenone, and then gelatin actually, and it's wetted down in a cement mixer, and as it mixes together, it creates a fairly pactable sand bomb. And we actually try to look at backwater eddies and springhead sources, and it's actually specifically designed to treat springheads with that mixture.
Yeah, the idea being that in those areas you got fresh water coming out of the ground, and the rotenone with the drip system would go right on by, whereas this just sits in that bottom hole.
Absolutely, that's correct.
Okay, so how long does it take to kill the fish? How long, you're doing it for 2 days, and then how long does it take for the rotenone to dissipate so that then you can reintroduce?
Generally, this chemical is so efficient in what it does. It kills a lot of fish on contact. It's essentially asphyxiating them, and so within a few minutes, the carp, however, that are in this system are much hardier than the trout and the bass and the pike that are in the system. And since we have to treat everything, we do it two times each day for 2 days in order to make sure that we're covering all our bases. Now, as far as how long it takes for this chemical to naturally detoxify, in the reservoir setting, because we're putting a much more higher volume in there, we have to wait anywhere from 10 days to 2 weeks. But if we have fish like sentinel fish coming in and we are able to allow them to survive, it could be within a week. So it can be quite efficient.
All right, thank you very much. And News 10 Today will continue in just a few minutes.